Hi. We're gonna talk Scott Peterson, okay? I've saw a lot of YouTubers, talking about him, and I want to talk facts. Okay, there's a lot of facts. Fact one, the dog. Let's talk about the dog. Why did the dog come back and have to be put in the backyard with his leash on? Apparently, he left. He went to his storage and she's walking the dog. Neighbors are claiming they saw her walking the dog. There's a robbery right across the street. Heard she was so brave that she would go up there and talk to them. Dumb move. That was a stupid move on her part, if that's what she did. And I'm sure she did. If she was that brave, then I'm sure she did. So I feel bad for that. Okay, she should have went back in the house and called the cops. She should have never confronted them. I mean, they couldn't get her in the house and stay in the house till the cops came out. That would have been the smart thing to do. Okay, so we've got the lady that is working, that's in the park, above the park, okay, smoking a cigarette, overhearing two men yelling at her to tell the dog to shut up. Okay, of course the dog's gonna bark. Dogs do that. They're gonna bark, especially if they're evil. They know evil. God put that in them. They have instincts. They knew their owner was in danger of two men coming after her. And then we've got the fact somebody saw a lady getting shoved into the van. So that right there tells me why the dog went back without his owner. Of course, it knows its way home. And it's probably worried because now my owner's gone. What do I do? I can't save him. And then I hear a boy, which is a man now, he was a boy at the time, saw his dad or somebody cutting up Lacey. Well, that's why she had a torso. She didn't have arms and legs. Sicko. And another guy called and said she was in Tracy and told where she was at, but they couldn't find the house. What's up with that? See, all this stuff that I'm hearing is weird, really weird. And the judge is still not going to help him. That's evil. That's evil. She should be helping this man and going after the real people. She should say to the cops, now go after the robbers. Get them because they did it. This guy didn't do it. This guy had an alibi. And guess what? They said the alibi on the TV. I know because I heard it. I heard it. I was like, what, 45 when this happened? It's been like over 20 years. And I was about 45. Yeah. So I feel bad. I feel bad for him and I pray for him. And I thank God that they took him off um death row and moved him to another prison. You know, I say God did that. Man didn't do that, okay? God did it. It's his way of helping Scott. God would never have put him in prison for having an affair. You know, that is the most ridiculous thing. Then you might as well go in, because forget the killing part, okay? Forget the killing part. Go and jail up all the affairs. Let's see how much you could pack up the prison, because that's what you did. And what about that? I saw the transcript, okay, when for the cops and the robbers, when they said, I don't know nothing about the Peterson woman. Oh, we don't care about that. We already got the guy. Yeah, no, we want to know about the Peterson woman. After he made that remark, I would want to know. And what about the guy who overheard another guy say, we killed the Peterson woman? And he recorded it. What happened to that recording? And you guys are shameful for throwing away all of the evidence. All the evidence. I cannot believe you guys did that. You know why you did it? Because you didn't want to be wrong. Tunnel vision. That's all you had. And Grace, I can't stand you, Grace. What you did to this case is hateful. Like the dad said, you didn't give my son a chance. Not a chance. You were very hateful. You're a very hateful person. God will judge you. God's going to judge you, Grace. Oh, yeah. You're due for a judgment. Because that's all you do. You spit out ugly, ugly, ugly. That's all you do. I can't even stand your voice. I can't hate you because God won't allow that. But I don't like you. I really don't like you. Anytime I hear you, I change it. Because all it is ugliness. I don't know what happened in your life, but you got a lot of ugly. And how about you, strawberry shortcake? You lied to get on that court so you can get him. Don't say you didn't. You did. You wanted to get Scot Peterson. And then writing him? How dare you? How dare you to think that he would want to hear from you? You hateful girl. And to call him little man, you're sick. You know that? You're real sick. He had a name. They named him Connor. They didn't call him little man like you did. This whole thing with the court, the judge not allowing anybody to come on if they didn't do the death sentence, kick him out. Well, he got his judgment, didn't he? He died. He's gone. No more words from the judge. God made sure of that. Everybody needs just to sit back and look. Open your eyes and know this man did not kill his wife. He was a dirty dog, had an affair. He admits it. He should have never had an affair. He should have just stayed with his wife. I don't know why men do that. My aunt home I was taking care of said men do that when their wives are pregnant because they don't want to give it in. They don't want to give it up. So they go out and they get it. That doesn't mean they're going to kill their wives, though. She even believed he didn't do it. She definitely wouldn't have if we knew about the van, had blood on it, blood in the mattress that should be tested, but the judge won't allow it. Why? Why won't you allow it? You know why? Scared of cat. You're scared it's her blood. You're scared you guys locked up the wrong person when you should be going after the robbers. They're still around. They could get him back. Murder does not have a time. Robbery does, but not murder. You can still go after those robbers and lock them up. Release that man. And Mama, I am sorry about what happened to your daughter. I'm not going to leave this not saying anything about you. I'm a mother of 3 children, 2 that are adults. One is on the street. She's my daughter. She's going to be 40 years old, doing drugs. She never got her life together. And I feel like she's going to die on the street. What worries me is she's going to die on the street unsaved. That would be terrible. She won't listen. She did kind of listen to me, and go to church with me and stuff. But other than that, she's not. So I don't know. But Mama, I'm really sorry that. And if your daughter was saved, she's in heaven. And I don't believe your stories that your daughter came to you in her dreams. Okay, God doesn't do things like that. No, he wouldn't do that. So yeah, we do dream. I've had dreams too of my mom, but my mom didn't come in my dreams. I just dreamed her, talking to her, and her talking to me. Okay? So you can't say your daughter really killed. Oh, why did he kill me? I don't believe that. No, I don't believe he killed her. I can't believe. There was no proof. My goodness. There would be blood everywhere. They even did that thing, that lumina, whatever they do to see if there's any blood marks. They said there was none. So where did he kill her? Come on, where did he cut her up? Whoever cut her up had blood all over the place. Because if she just had a torso, you're talking she didn't even have a head. Where's her head at? Where's her arms and legs? That's sick. That is sick. For you to even think Scott would have done that, that's sick of you. That he didn't have a demented mind like that. Come on, he wouldn't do something like that to her. Why would he? And why would he put her in the same place that he said his alibi was? Who does that? I would have put her in the woods, away from me. I wouldn't have done that. And they put her where they could walk. Think about it. They didn't need a boat. All they had to do is dump her body. And that's why the cops found her body. They went there for a long time and couldn't find her body. All of a sudden there's people saying she got tortured. Being tortured. Come on. Wake up. It's time to wake up. And let that man go. And whoever's the governor, I hope you free this man. I'm going to beg you, whoever it is, to free him. I guess the governor is the one that could free him. And I want him freed. And I want them to go get the real killers. Okay? The last time I looked up, they were in Florida. I don't know where they're at now, but they were in Florida. They can go get them in Florida. They could get those cops to put them in jail and say, we have a warrant out for their arrest. Arrest them. We're going to come get them because we're going to get them for the murder of Scot Peterson. They are the killers. We're going to bring them in. They need to be brought in. I want to know what happened to that tape when the one guy said we killed the Peterson woman. I want to know, where was that tape? Why did they get rid of it? That was proof right there in the pudding that they killed her. And all you did is you put a man because he had an affair. He's been in there over 20 years for having an affair. I can't believe it. I want you to go arrest every man and woman who has affairs. Go on. Go pack up the prisons, boys. Because that's what you did. Oh, he had an affair. He must have killed his wife. Really? Men who have affairs don't go killing their wives. They don't. I'm really upset over this whole situation. I've known this situation ever since the beginning. Like I told you, I was 45, 44. Now I'm going to be 65 this year. And I really feel bad that the jury did this to him. And they didn't know all the facts. They should have had the witnesses who claimed they saw Lacey walking the dog. Wow. The lady in the park who claimed she saw two men and a woman arguing and the dog barking. They should have brought her in. Shame on you, lawyers. You didn't do a good job protecting Scott. You did do a good job with OJ, who later on admitted he killed his wife and Ron. Good job. Good job. You helped the killer get free, and then you help the innocent get locked up. Good job. Wow. You're not a very good lawyer. I'd have had witnesses. I wouldn't have cared what they said. I would have said, no, we're getting the witnesses. I don't care about what they say. They saw her walking. And they saw a robbery on the 24th, which means that would put them in the door to kidnap Lacey and kill her. It got so big, you guys. And what about this new thing that the one scientist, that said that the baby wasn't over the 23rd or 24th, and now he said because of the new developments that the baby was over that time. Well, if the baby was over that time, because dad do not grow, okay? Only living. So if it was over January, 1st, that means Lacey was still alive. That means the baby was still intact in her tummy. So that means Scot Peterson didn't kill his wife. See, this is why I don't want to ever be a jury. I don't. I never want to judge someone. Because what if I'm wrong? What if I'm wrong? You know, I couldn't live with myself judging somebody and putting them in jail or prison, on death row, whatever, if I was wrong. That's why I decline. I never want to be on a jury duty. Never. That's not my judgment. I'm begging the new judge to listen to the innocent program and do what they say. We will find out the truth and set poor Scot Peterson free. He needs to be set free, you guys. And whoever's a governor, please, I beg you, set this man free. He needs to be set free. Poor man. Could you imagine him? All he did was have an affair. You know, and then you guys go, oh, it's Chris Watts. He admitted he did it, though. Very fast. Okay? This man's been in prison over 20 years and still not claiming to kill his wife and baby. Didn't even give him a chance to mourn over his wife and son. His son right now would be in the 20s. Think about it. They would have had a life. Yeah. Oh, because I think really she confronted those robbers. Should have never done that. Should have went back in the house, called the police, and waited for the police to come out to be safe. Yeah. Shame on you, robbers. Shame on you. Don't worry. God's got something for you. It's called hell. Yeah. You don't admit what you did and ask for forgiveness. Now, that doesn't mean just ask for forgiveness and do nothing. Okay? No, no. To make it right, you have to turn yourself in and let that man go. You guys have to come with the details, what you did to her, and that you guys set her body in that water, because you knew that was his alibi. Come on, you would have never gave that alibi putting the body in there. That would be called the most stupidest man on this earth. Yeah, I'm gonna go put my wife in the water and say that's my alibi. Sure, sure he did. No, the cops, they did something they should have never did, and that was tell his alibi. I know you did it because I heard it. I heard it on the TV. Me and my in-home was listening to it all the time. They didn't let you see it, but they let you hear everything. And then you guys doing your alibi, his alibi. Oh, he was at the Bay, San Francisco Bay. Come on, really? Poor guy. Of course, let's go get him. We're gonna put the body right in there, and boy, he's gonna really look like a bad guy because we're cutting all her body parts. He's really gonna look like a weirdo. God, you guys are weird. You robber people are weird. Telling that right now. Dangerous. You guys should be in prison. You guys should be in prison, not Scot Peterson. I'm so disgusted with this. But you know what I look at? I've been praying for him. Lord, you know what happened. I know he had an affair, and I know that's wrong. But to put a man in prison because he had an affair is wrong too. I do not believe he killed his wife, Lord. You know if he did or not. Please help him. Help him. And look, he did help him. That's my proof that God's saying, okay, I'll help him. I'll get him off death row and I'll put him in another prison. Because we don't have the death row. We don't have death. They abolished it. So that's why they did it. So, I don't know, you guys. What do you guys think? I mean, there's so many facts to look at. Oh, and let's talk about the watch. The watch. Okay? They were part of that robbery. That watch. If I'm not mistaken, whoever turned that watch in was part of the guys who robbed the house. And yet the cop said, nope, not the same one. Tunnel vision. We got Scot Peterson. Ooh. God's going to get you too, you know. God's going to get you too for not being a good policeman. You know, you're the law. You have responsibility. Boy, I wouldn't want to be in your footsteps when I would go right in front of God. I wouldn't want to be. Oh, yeah. You guys all did that man wrong. You guys should have listened to people. If you would have listened to that one man, you could have got her and Tracy. You could have found that house and got her before she got all cut up. Shameful. It really is shameful. Mama, please help your son-in-law. I mean, by now you got to have heard all the, all the details. You guys didn't hear all the details in court. But now you know. You got to say, wow, yeah, he's a dirtbag. He had an affair. And those robbers took advantage. They took advantage of the fact that they said his alibi was the bay. And they dropped that body in there. Sickos. Man, they're sick. Sick men. Mm-mm. No, they need to be in prison. Because once they get a taste of blood doing that, they never go back. Think about it. How many people in Florida are missing and killed because they're there? Yeah, think about it. Ted Bundy, remember? Yeah. So these guys, I heard, once you kill one body, you're always a killer. You go out for more. You want to do more torture. You want to see the pain of that person. They're sick. They're not just robbing people. They're robbing and stealing the person and torturing them. Come on now. I'm going to do my research on that. I'm going to see how many people got killed since they moved into Florida. How many people got killed? and tortured in Florida? That'd be a good little research. Yeah. I'm going to ask, since Scot Peterson, the robbers, moved to Florida, how many people got killed and tortured? Let's see the record. Probably a bunch of them. Oh, yeah. Well, you guys, I'm just rambling on. God bless you guys all for listening. And go ahead, make a comment. I'll make it commentable for you guys. Okay? All right. Talk to you later.